Yeah, buddy, you better believe it. I'm collecting all 8 gym badges. This right here, yes, this is the Armani Weezer series, very premium. And of course, as we all know, you gotta end on the Kill Bill Supremes. 5,000. May 2016. Abraham Lincoln is dead. Dicks out for Harambe is going strong because he died, and that means he has to be added to the dumbass cloud meme with Tupac and I don't know, Vine. But also during this time, there was a little game known as Overwatch, or better known as the blatant ripoff of Smash success Mario Party 4, as we all know. Overwatch is a hero shooter, a subgenre of first-person shooters that grants the player individuality and abilities and weapons depending on the role or character they pick. And up to this point, the top dog for online multiplayer was Team Deathmatch. It was fairly straightforward. You pick off a couple of baddies, you do a couple of these, knee crack, you call somebody a motherfucker, and that's all it was. But now you can push a payload and do the exact same things. Now, credit for where the genre is today mostly goes to Team Fortress 2, and for good reason. TF2 was ahead of the curve, it was pretty popular, but Overwatch took the world by storm. Heroes of the Storm. The casual appeal was nuclear, Blizzard was still on top, and the characters, they lift a lot of weight here. A lot of people credit Overwatch with being a crucial transition to the game industry's now regular showcasing of various cultures, diversity, and representation within characters that was sorely missing before, and I believe this as well. They all feel genuinely authentic and actually from their place of origin. Winston from space. McCree at a 7-Eleven yelling at the cashier that makes $4 an hour while wearing flip-flops and a Bass Pro Shops hat. I won't get specific. Zenyatta from Nepal. I've seen a lot of robots there. It's all coming together now. The point is I've grown a lot of love for pretty much all of the base roster. And the environments have just as much character, as the developers did a fantastic job melding real-world scenery and architecture into every map, along with some futuristic zhuzh. Overwatch's personality just beat out all of the competition easy. The voice acting is immaculate. The soundtrack, just listen to the soundtrack. We were all sold on its world, and Blizzard had no problem leaning into it, releasing cinematic shorts that weren't just like, oh, cute video game side project good, like they were often compared to Pixar's quality of animation. But it also wasn't just Flash. You have Recall, Alive, Dragons. I adore all of these stories, and we could not wait for the next one to drop, as we just wanted any piece of lore we could find. I remember people not even caring about the game, people that didn't even play games, and they loved these shorts. The community was so passionate about fan art, cosplays, discussion, porn, so much porn, oh my god. You had pro players that were also streaming personalities, and it seemed to break the internet when they lost to Dane. A cruel fate. The pre-release hype for the game was a spectacle, and we couldn't wait to see what was in store or when a short dropped, and we were wondering how the narrative tied into the very levels we were playing. And if you're not sure about the story in Overwatch, think The Incredibles, where superheroes are good, but actually bad, but maybe good. And if you haven't seen The Incredibles, think Overwatch. Now with that, the actual core gameplay of Overwatch does not at all match the narrative or stories brought forth. It's just fun to capture a point, / the movies are cool. But I'm kinda talking about everything but the actual game, so what's that like? It's good, moving on. Overwatch is fast-paced, accessible, buttery smooth, and each character's controls have a purpose relative to the design of their character. Reinhardt, he's big and tall, so that means he has a shield. This is crazy. Roadhog is totally freaking scary, which means he has a melee Mars grab range to bring enemies toward him, and it's fucking bullshit. Tracer can go but she can also and these abilities aren't always the first of their kind. It's how they relate to the character's in-universe utility. That's what makes it money. Overwatch is one of my favorite games of all time, but it unfortunately suffered a fate I've seen with a few online games where the best time to play was its infancy. The general lack of knowledge in players at launch was the funniest part. Everyone sucks. If I could relate this issue to a more modern and recent experience, take Fortnite. A lot of people loved how fresh it was for the time, but then when everyone got too good, you pop one bullet into Ariana Grande and she builds the fucking Mall of America. This reference will also be outdated at some point. What are the kids playing these days? Just like Minecraft. Early Overwatch gameplay felt flexible enough for you to swap your character mid-game for some dumbass plays like God intended, and nobody knew a thing about meta. And people would still ask why you picked Hanzo, because like, what are you throwing the game, buddy? I understand I'm kind of overly reminiscing about the earliest stages of Overwatch's life, but don't get it twisted. Overwatch in its current state is still a fantastic game. I might have nostalgia, but I still play it now, and hot take, good game is still pretty good. Overwatch also came out in another transitional period for the game industry where it was one of the last big online games to be paid for. Shortly after its release, we started seeing more and more free-to-play games that make revenue off of frequent content updates, which is a model that has taken clear precedence in recent years. Overwatch lost some longevity in this regard by default, at least so much to the point that its sequel, Overwatch 2, will be free-to-play. And this sea change in business model is certainly, without a doubt, the cause, because I said so. And this is not the rise and fall of Overwatch type video. I love this world, I love these characters, and I love this game. I just want Overwatch 5 to... I just hope Overwatch 2 does the first game justice, and that it genuinely feels like it deserves to be a sequel. And if you don't give a shit about any of this, but you clicked on the video anyway, thank you so much, that's very sweet. And second, I'll link some of my favorite shorts down below. Please watch them, they're very good. We also got to 500 subscribers recently, yes! So thank you for watching my stuff, that rocks. So watch over yourselves and take care.